Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett. It's Wednesday, which means it's brand new comic book day. You can get new comics digitally, physically, any way you want. It's brand new. It's new comic book day. It's awesome to be able to get comics this way. Boom Studios has hooked us up with one of their graphic novels that are coming out. There's tons of graphic novels and trades coming out. This is one of them. Planet of the Apes, Visionaries. This is really cool. So, Planet of the Apes, I grew up watching Planet of the Apes. It's one of those films that I constantly watch with my father and my grandfather. I've seen the original God knows how many times. I own the series. I own the television series. I love Planet of the Apes. It's one of those that I'm not going to sit there and debate endlessly about it, but they are films that I can watch over and over and over. No matter how horrible the latter ones are, I can still watch it over and over and over again. I have love of them. That being said, as much as I love them, I'll be honest, I don't know tons of the history about it. And so this was really cool when this was announced. So apparently Rod Serling wrote the first draft for the film. The famous Rod Serling. Wasn't used. It was an adaptation of the French novel La Planète des Singes. And, his script that he did was revised a lot. So what Planet of the Apes Visionaries is a graphic novel based off of Rod Serling's original version, his original vision. So it's written by Gould based off the Serling script. Chad Lewis does the art. And it's really, really cool in that you get to see, obviously, a difference between the film and his original script, so that's neat unto itself. And the other is, it's a slight different take on it. To me, this is as different to the original Planet of the Apes as the new Planet of the Apes trilogy is to the original, not the Mark Wahlberg stuff. We're talking the new stuff. And what's really fascinating about this is that this is straight up Twilight Zone. This would be an amazing episode of Twilight Zone, and it would be one that everyone would remember and talk about. There is a lot that's similar. Astronauts go off into space, they wind up getting thrown off course, wind up on a planet of the apes. In this case, the apes are much more civilized. They're much more like our society than they are in the film, which is, civilized but kind of agrarian society. This, drive cars, that type of stuff, wear suits, live in giant cities. Humans are, a menace like they were in the films. And what's really interesting in this is that the way it's presented, the way it's handled, is much more philosophical than the original. The Planet of the Apes that came out, there's this really fascinating underpinning about it. And you can debate about that for hours. There's some fantastic themes in it. This, though, is straight up psychological and philosophical. There is discussion about the difference between humanity and animals. Are we that more civilized than them? There is a lot of talk of nuclear weapons and how can a civilized society create such a weapon. I mean, this was done in 1966. The original film came out in 1968. It's 50 years old. It's held up for 50 years. It looks awesome for 50 years. This is not too far off of World War II. This is the height of the Cold War, post-Red Scare. We're in a nuclear armed race. We're in a space race. It's really ties together kind of the issues of that time and a lot of the fear and anxiety that was existing, and does what science fiction does so well in that it challenges society and what's going on and kind of holds up a mirror to it and allows you to explore socio-political issues through entertainment, through stories. And this does an amazing job doing that. And coming out of it, the film Planet of the Apes, it's a great action film. It's entertaining. Reading this one, I really had that more of hey, I just read something and want to think through it for a few hours afterwards and what it's really saying, what it's getting, and some of those psychological, philosophical underpinnings in it. It's a very different beast. It's a different ape. Is the probably best way of thinking about it. And what's neat is that it is very similar to the film that came out, but the differences are so vast. It is you'll enjoy it. It's fun to see the similarities, and then the differences are quite impressive and really cool. The art of it is cool. I like the art. it has this kind of throwback sci-fi thing that I would describe, to me, felt very much like Flash Gordon pulp comics, which is perfect for the time. So that's really neat. I think the art is awesome for it, and we'll actually show that off as well. And then there's really cool extras in the back too. There is it's one where I don't want to give too much away. So we get designs of the characters. We're going to show off Thomas. I don't want to show any of the familiar apes you might know, because it kind of throws off, I think, it reveals some of the cool differences between this and the original. So there's that. There's things about the anatomy of the cover. That's kind of neat if you ask me. You know, actually the cover gives it away, really. There is some stuff about like Rod Serling's vision, how kind of the story plays out. That's really neat, and of course an afterword. So there's good material in it. I'm not going to show all of it off because, you know, I don't want to ruin it. Basically, this is one for those who enjoy Planet of the Apes. I think this is a must. If you're a Planet of the Apes fan, you have to get this. If you just enjoy science fiction that has that, like, what science fiction does really well, which is, you know, talk about society, you'll love this as well. As far as just a piece of history, this is a fantastic get. This is really, really cool. It's $19.99. You get this nice hardback for $19.99. I think it's priced really well. I wouldn't have been surprised if this was $24.99 if I pulled it off the shelf. For $19.99, I actually think it's priced really well. Obviously, cheaper is better, but $19.99 I think is actually a really, really good price point for it. So this is one I highly recommend. I think this is a great science fiction story. It is one that that basically is a great time capsule of history. It brings off this like lost screenplay. It's one that you can go back and dissect for so much. It's cool. This is just, it's really, really cool. I highly recommend it. I think this is a definite buy. You can go get this in comic shops today. You know, we got a link beneath this video. You put in your zip code, it'll tell you if a shop's there. You should go support your comic shop first and foremost. Without them, the industry just would not function. If you don't have a comic shop near you, it'll be in bookstores. We'll have affiliate links beneath this video. You can purchase that. Bookstores usually like a week later. They are affiliate links, so we do get a small percentage of that. I want to thank Boom Studios for hooking us up with this. We always like to be transparent as to what we get for free, so you can make a decision as to how full of it I am. I swear on this one, and I swear on all the videos, but it's really, really cool. And as someone who's enjoyed Planet of the Apes, that has fond memories of watching it, to check this out is awesome. Go get this. You know, if you're into comics, if you're into Boom Studios, you're into graphic novels, you can check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy. Keep it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.